Solicitous as adjective. Attentive or mindful of another's needs or well-being. Showing interest, care, or concern for someone or something. The solicitous waiter anticipated our every need, refilling our glasses before they were empty and offering suggestions from the menu. The mother was always solicitous of her children, checking on them throughout the night to make sure they were safe and comfortable. The coach was solicitous of his players' health, ensuring that they were properly hydrated and had adequate rest between games. The employee was solicitous of her boss's approval, always seeking feedback and striving to improve her performance. The teacher was solicitous of her students' success, providing extra help and resources to those who were struggling. Superfluous as adjective. Being more than is sufficient or required, excessive or unnecessary, not needed, unnecessary or redundant. The presentation was already running over time, so the speaker cut out any superfluous details. The essay was filled with so many superfluous adjectives that it was difficult to understand the author's point. The company's budget had been cut, so the department had to eliminate any superfluous expenses. The artist removed any superfluous lines from the sketch, simplifying it to its essential elements. The politician's speech was filled with superfluous promises that he had no intention of keeping. Tempestuous as adjective. Characterized by strong and turbulent or conflicting emotions or behavior. Stormy or violent in nature, often in reference to the weather or the sea. The tempestuous sea made it difficult for the boat to stay afloat. The tempestuous argument led to a heated exchange of words. The tempestuous weather caused many flight cancellations. The tempestuous love affair was filled with highs and lows. The tempestuous period in history was marked by political unrest. Timorous as adjective. Showing or feeling a lack of confidence or courage. Timid or shy. The timorous cat hid under the bed during the thunderstorm. Her timorous demeanor gave away her lack of confidence. He gave a timorous speech in front of a large audience. The timorous child was hesitant to approach the dog. She felt timorous about going to the doctor's office alone. Voracious as adjective. Extremely eager or greedy, especially for food. Insatiable in appetite or desire, hungering for more. The voracious lion ate 6 zebras in 1 week. She has a voracious appetite and can eat an entire pizza by herself. The voracious reader finished the book in 1 night. The company's expansion was driven by the CEO's voracious ambition. The politician had a voracious desire for power. Brazen as adjective. It can also refer to behavior that is audacious and impudent, to describe someone or something that is bold and without shame or modesty. The thief's brazen attempt to steal the artwork from the museum was caught on camera. The politician's brazen lies to the public damaged their credibility. The singer's brazen outfit at the awards ceremony sparked controversy. The athlete's brazen doping scandal tarnished their reputation. The company's brazen disregard for environmental regulations led to a hefty fine. Deferential as adjective. Expressing humble submission or yielding to the opinions or wishes of others. Showing deference or respect to someone in authority or power. The employee was always deferential to her boss, even when she disagreed with him. He showed a deferential attitude towards his elders. The waiter was very deferential to the restaurant's regular customers. The politician was criticized for not being deferential enough to her constituents. The audience greeted the performer with deferential applause. Demonstrative as adjective, serving as evidence or proof of something, showing or expressing feelings openly and directly. The demonstrative evidence presented in court helped the jury reach a verdict. The child's demonstrative behavior showed how excited she was to see her grandparents. The demonstrative language used in the article conveyed a sense of urgency and importance. The demonstrative ad campaign increased sales of the product by 30%. The demonstrative dance performance was a highlight of the cultural festival. Dilapidated as adjective, in a state of disrepair, often as a result of neglect or age, worn out, damaged, or fallen into ruin. The dilapidated old house was in desperate need of repair. The abandoned factory was dilapidated and dangerous, with broken windows and collapsing walls. The streets in the neglected neighborhood were lined with dilapidated buildings and overgrown weeds. The once grand hotel had become dilapidated over the years, with peeling paint and rusty fixtures. The dilapidated car barely made it to the end of the street, sputtering and smoking along the way. Doleful as adjective. Adjective meaning sad, sorrowful, or gloomy. Often used to describe a person's appearance of grief or unhappiness. The doleful expression on her face revealed her sadness and disappointment. The funeral procession made its way down the street with the doleful sound of bagpipes playing in the background. The doleful music added to the melancholy mood of the movie's ending. The abandoned house had a doleful appearance, with its broken windows and overgrown weeds. The doleful news of the pandemic's impact on the economy was reported in the media. Erudite as adjective, having extensive knowledge acquired through reading and study, showing extensive knowledge or learning, especially in a particular field or subject. The professor was known for his erudite lectures on ancient Greek philosophy. She had an erudite knowledge of medieval art and architecture. The book was written in an erudite style that required a deep understanding of the subject matter. He was often described as an erudite scholar who had published numerous articles and books. The documentary featured interviews with erudite experts on the topic of climate change. Evanescent as adjective, short-lived, transitory, or fleeting, tending to disappear or fade quickly, like a vapor. The evanescent beauty of a sunset. His memory of the event was evanescent and fleeting. The fragrance of the flowers was evanescent and lasted only a short while. The joy of the moment was evanescent and quickly faded away. The dream had an evanescent quality that made it difficult to remember upon waking. Forthright as adjective, candid, honest and truthful, direct and straightforward in manner or speech. She gave a forthright answer to the interviewer's question. John's forthright approach to business has earned him the trust of his colleagues. The coach appreciated the player's forthright admission of his mistake. The CEO's forthright apology for the company's mistake helped to mitigate the damage. The author's forthright depiction of social issues in his novel earned him critical acclaim. Impertinent as adjective, not relevant or appropriate to the subject or matter at hand, beside the point. Rude or disrespectful in speech or behavior. The student's impertinent behavior in class led to his suspension. The journalist's impertinent questions offended the interviewee. The employee's impertinent remarks to the boss resulted in her termination. The politician's impertinent comments about the opposition caused a backlash. The customer's impertinent behavior towards the staff led to his expulsion from the store. Impervious as adjective. Not able to be penetrated, affected, or damaged by a particular substance or influence. Not allowing fluid to pass through. The soldier's training made him impervious to pain, allowing him to continue fighting. The vaccine provided an impervious shield against the virus, protecting people from infection. The raincoat was made of an impervious material that kept the wearer dry in heavy rain. The castle's walls were impervious to the enemy's attacks, making it a formidable stronghold. The scientist's research was impervious to criticism, as it was based on solid evidence. Imponderable as adjective. Beyond comprehension or understanding, intangible. Incapable of being weighed or measured, impalpable. The outcome of the match was imponderable due to the unpredictable weather conditions. The decision to invest in the startup was imponderable without more information about the market. The effect of the new policy on the economy was imponderable at this point. The success of the project was imponderable without the cooperation of all team members. The future of the company was imponderable in the face of changing market trends. Inviolate as adjective. Free from injury, harm, or damage. Not violated or infringed. Kept intact or unscathed. The sanctuary was considered inviolate by the people who sought refuge there. The human rights of every individual should be inviolate and protected by law. The terms of the agreement were inviolate and could not be altered without mutual consent. The privacy of personal communication is an inviolate right that must be respected by governments. The sacredness of the burial site was inviolate, and any desecration was considered a crime. Languid as adjective. Lacking energy, vitality, or enthusiasm. Sluggish. Slow-moving or slow-paced. The patient's breathing was slow and languid. She spoke in a languid tone, as if she was bored. The heat made him feel languid and lethargic. The atmosphere of the room was languid and humid. Her languid movements suggested that she was tired or unwell. Malleable as adjective, capable of being shaped or formed, especially by hammering or pressing, easily influenced or controlled. Clay is a malleable material that can be easily molded into different shapes. Children's brains are more malleable than adults, making it easier for them to learn new things. The new CEO proved to be a malleable leader who was open to new ideas and suggestions. The political candidate was criticized for being too malleable and changing their stance on issues frequently. Steel is a malleable metal that can be bent and shaped without breaking. Myopic is adjective. Narrow-minded and short-sighted, lacking a broader perspective or vision. Unable to see things that are far away clearly, having a visual defect causing distant objects to appear blurred. The company's myopic focus on short-term profits led to long-term financial difficulties. The politician's myopic approach to policy-making failed to address the needs of the entire population. The myopic view of the world from a narrow perspective can lead to misunderstandings and conflict. The artist's myopic attention to detail resulted in a masterpiece of intricate and delicate work. The myopic patient struggled to read the small letters on the eye chart. Level up your English. Master vocabulary, idioms, and phrasal verbs with fun quizzes. Translate meanings into 104 languages. Download now. Link in the description. Please like and subscribe to our channel.